It's hot, it's evil, it wants to kill you and everybody else on the track.
Casey's a terrible instructor. He's not helping at all.
I really want to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you're wearing deodorant today. I swear we're smart, okay? We're professionals. What's up, people? Today we're going to talk about race prepping a nasty race car. So we've got the 1988 Riggins chassis C4 Corvette. And by C4 Corvette, I mean it generally kind of looks like one, and the only parts from one are the taillights. Which also means that if you look at these front tires and the size of them, this thing is nasty! Very nasty. It's hot, it's evil, it wants to kill you and everybody else on the track. Which is exactly how we like it. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, how about you?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That makes me concerned from the guys that are in fact the crew and wrenching on this, especially the one that has become a total Chad. All right, so what are we working on? What are you doing and why are we doing it right now?
Okay, so right now we're getting everything prepped to go testing tomorrow.
Where are we going?
Mid-Ohio.
We think we are.
Nice.
I haven't talked to the Mid-Ohio people. I assume
right.
we're still going. Okay, anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
But yeah, we're getting everything prepped. We're making sure certain fluids are topped up, like our engine oil, which we have to go out and run and get parts, and then make sure we're bringing enough spares. So in the other room, we're getting all our spares ready, things for brakes, pulleys, belts,
all the little stuff that we might need to attend to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even carburetor rebuild stuff, anything that might go up, come out that we need to work on.
And it's a test day, so you bring the little fiddly things, but you're not really trying to bring giant spares.
Yeah.
Like if you're screwing it up that much, you either miss something, or it's old dragged out, or your driver and or crew's an idiot. Which we
Something
don't.
along the line.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the last one is not the case.
Hopefully.
Okay, so you're making sure all the fluids are perfect, and we're bringing some spares.
Oh yeah.
How about tires? I know we've got a new set of tires. What are we doing with that?
So tires, we'll be swapping tires. I was actually going to talk to you about that. If you want us to swap the tires now or wait till we get to the track to swap the tires.
Here's my thought. Take the brand new Sticky Perfect tires with us, but we'll roll it on the trailer and whatnot with these older ones that still have some heat cycles left, because if something stupid happened in the trailer or the parking lot, then we're not screwing up our brand new tires.
Exactly.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, okay. But yeah, so we'll be loading up our new tires in the trailer, and as well as doing that, getting the trailer ready. I think there's things in the trailer we're going to have to get out of there.
Did you guys top off the fuel tank?
Yes. Well, I was actually going to show you that. So we have it filled, not all the way to that very top flap. So I wanted to talk to you about if it's okay to fill it all the way to the top.
You can go to the top
tanks
flap.
I've heard,
go to the
kind of.
Well, this is the overflow. I
sketchy
think
to-
we'll find. We got a nice thing, so I don't think it's going to overflow. But I'd like to go to the top flap. That
is
way we can
close, but yeah.
carefully monitor our fuel consumption.
Okay. Yeah, we
And
can get a bit more.
you've got 5 gallons spare to bring with us too?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll get one.
Oh, we got 1 gallon.
Yeah, well, there's
How many
only
did
1
it
gallon,
take?
but we're gonna.
How full was it?
We're gonna be about 10 gallons in.
The first one was 4.
Okay.
This is
And
5.
So,
So we're about 9 gallons in.
Okay, and it's full?
We'll be
ish.
about
we're
yeah.
8
Yeah.
gallons right now.
As a note, you guys, this thing runs on 114 octane leaded fuel, and a 50 gallon or 55 gallon barrel drum for that crap is about $900. Yeah, we feel that too. Ugh, God.
$11 or so a gallon.
It's more than that,
16.
way more than that. I'm almost ready to just lower the compression in the engine, because it would be nice to the engine now, and it's just be cheaper. It's expensive during fuel, so you want to monitor that carefully. You feel it every time. Okay, so that's ready. We'll have just as much fuel as we need, and you got the tires. Now, obviously, we're bringing the whole toolbox, but you guys need to account for our tire temperature probe, as well as the infrared thermometer. Is that come yet, the new one?
Yeah. So I'm actually looking into when that's coming in. It should be coming today from last when I ordered it.
We can also walk around and test people for coronavirus temperatures.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Why are you shooting a laser at me? We want to make sure you're not infected.
Yeah.
But I'm healthy. Well, I just like
don't
shooting
know
lasers. What?
Yeah, they don't know that.
Yeah, well,
don't know.
let's not go this way.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to use that to make sure the car is running correctly.
Yeah.
In fact, I really should not have gone down that road.
Hey, you just dug yourself a big hole.
But I did that. This is what I do on YouTube. Okay, so smart stuff, race car testing. What else do we have to do right now to get ready to load this thing up today to go to Mid-Ohio in the morning?
We have to throw you into the cockpit, and you have to adjust your belts.
Okay, that's going to take a couple of people. Anything else with regarding checking over fluids or anything like that?
Well, we're just making sure all fluids are topped off. We checked the radiator. When we took the radiator cap, there was all that weird goopy stuff.
Let's go look up here. Now, we have started it up and heat cycled it a number of times because you guys have chased some small leaks
Yes.
with the oil system up here. What was up with that?
Well,
So the lines were just old, and as they get old, they'll just start to not have the tolerances that they did.
You're
when they
talking
were
the
brand new.
fittings largely.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fittings.
they are old. Yeah.
And so they would develop leaks either right here behind the line or right here in between the fitting and where it connects to the line. And so we would just take it off and look at it, cut a new line, and throw it back together, put some thread sealer and stuff in there and make sure it won't leak.
This line right here, if you want to look at this, guys, the line, the suction line for the power steering pump off this is a little too tight of an angle.
Okay.
So if you can loosen this and turn it down so that it's not at such a nasty angle, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
we can do that.
I know it's also, okay, it's not rubbing, so that'll be fine. I see you guys tension this properly. That's good.
Yeah, got that.
And you're happy with everything's tightened down without getting crazy.
Yep.
Okay, you know what we ought to do? Can you guys remember this? We need to order new brake ducting. That stuff is worn out, and I don't think we have any more of that size for Road America.
No, I haven't
That
seen
orange.
any to begin
Let's
with.
order some new. Let's do it today. Can we do
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what, if we lose a brake duct at Road America,
That would not be
Yeah,
fun.
that would.
Road America is incredibly hard on brakes.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard on drivetrain, and it's kind of a ballsy old school rough and tumble track. Yes.
Now, how dangerous is it, Casey?
It depends on how crappy your car driver and our crew are. I think we're pretty good. Our car's a little long in the tooth, so we'll be nice to it and make sure it's right. But yeah, Road America can jack you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell
So we're gonna try not to do that. Okay, what else? So I need to shut up and get in the car, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much getting to the point, where we gotta get
Okay.
the harness fitted on you, and
That's a good point. Okay, so the seat is adjusted for somebody of my general proportion. And for you guys getting involved in racing, a driver's seat has to allow full movement of appendages, i.e. feet, legs, arms, hands, everything like that. But for the things that you don't want to move, like your entire body and safety and stuff, can you hold that? I gotta take my belt off. It's getting weird. Am I gonna take my pants off? Watch this whole video to find out. Okay, anyway. That's gonna be the intro.
that's in the intro.
Yeah. Well, you're looking and smiling. Why are you smiling?
This should just be the intro.
Yeah. You fixed the handbrake? Yeah. Look at those guys fixing stuff over there. Go look at them. I'll narrate. Oh, it's FNG and Dan.
And they're matching.
What'd you fix?
And they're matching.
You guys are cute. Matching. You fixed the handbrake and the shifter or the spring and all? Yeah. Okay, cool. But do you know that Lycan over there is not a hot, nasty American race car?
Is it not?
No, which means we don't want to see it in this video. Lame. All right. Yeah. No, that's not. Nope. Corvette. America. Okay. What am I doing, guys?
Okay.
Truth is, viewers, I actually know what I'm doing, but I love acting dumb. It's fun. That's what you get to do when you get older. What?
Sure it's acting.
You sure it's acting? Oh, you are funny. Army's funny. Okay, what am I doing? I don't want to have to be smart. This is your opportunity to shine. I've worked hard enough in my life. I'm going to have an old guy boomer mentality now.
Well, this is the thing.
Not
that
insulting
I've never had
boomers,
experience
all right.
with.
Wait,
Fitting a
what?
harness on someone. I've never had experience fitting a harness
You
on
haven't?
somebody. No.
You guys are smart. Figure it out.
We'll have to pull the belts
You know
out.
what? Casey's a terrible instructor. He's not helping at all.
What?
And
Yeah.
then you'll probably have to reach down in your.
Oh, you don't want to reach down and get the crotch strap?
Yeah, no, I'd rather not.
Okay, where's that? Oh, man. You know, to be fair, racing harnesses can be brutal on your junk if you're not careful. There's not a lot of room for things you need room for. Oh, boy. Can I get canceled off of YouTube?
I mean, you can if you try hard enough.
I'm not going to try that hard.
Usually it's not for jokes like that.
Oh, okay. I can make... Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay, what now?
There's one, and the one behind on this side. You have to move your arm. Oh man, this
Hey.
is what it's like when you see this on.
This is getting weird.
That is.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a wire.
All right,
Okay.
we good? And then
Yeah, we don't need a steering wheel. Who needs that?
right, belt on this
All right,
end.
there's a belt. Is that
That's where
twisted
everything's
around?
gonna Plug in.
It's all twisted. Is this even bolted down?
Yeah.
It's a little long. Really?
Yeah, everything's gonna be
Oh god, this is gonna take a while. Okay, here's the, wait a minute. Oh, I see what you got going on here. Okay, we'll get this. We'll get this. All right. Okay, Cameron, you've never done this before, and you're the guy that wants to be the motorsports mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to clip this in so we don't lose the crotch strap, at least stay up here.
Okay.
Where's the other lap belt? Right here?
Right there. Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's get it straight.
Okay.
Now, guys, these particular seat belts have a pull-up strap. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it well unless you come over here, but this strap is what adjusts it. A lot of straps you pull away like this to tighten up. But when you get in a race car that has a seat that's this tight with this kind of side bolstering, there's not enough room to do it. You just can't do it. And there's like no room here. It ends up being like all buckle. So you need the kind, these are typically for a formula car or like a sprint car, and you pull it, well, if you're not a wuss like me, you pull it up. Wow, this thing's gonna be a jerk. Maybe we should have bought the more expensive seat belts. Why doesn't that want to move?
It's actually looking at that.
I'm regretting another life decision today.
There's some movement there.
Okay, can you pull that up?
Good shot. I'm just gonna look at that.
Now these are ridiculous. What's going on with this?
Anything.
So you guys
Yeah, it's
maybe could have estimated slightly before you put these on, because I do not know what you're trying to say about my weight and general physical fitness ability. Look at this, Dan. Look how long they made the belts. I'm not sure, but I think you can tell this is a little too long.
They stick almost to the windshield.
Yeah, okay. I swear we're smart, okay? We're professionals. You have to know what the rules are before you can break the rules, okay? Somebody smart said that once. I don't know who it was. What? This is like a sweater your grandmother knit you, but she wanted to make sure it was big enough.
When you're racing,
So she made it for a... Look at this!
Yeah.
What is this?
You'll grow into it. Yeah, you'll grow.
I will not grow into
You're
this.
still growing?
You couldn't even... Can you imagine as somebody? I cannot. Okay, what are we doing? What are you doing?
I'm trying to pull this strap up. I see what you're talking about. It's
I'm not being helpful. I thought this was going to be intelligent, and I can tell people intelligent things about race cars. Do you... What?
hold on. We gotta.
Okay, guys, so we are actually halfway intelligent in this, I promise. But it's way more fun to act stupid. But anyway, you can't act... I mean, you can act stupid around safety, but you can't do a bad job. So let's get a little more serious. One thing that is super important about having belts on this, first of all, you got to have a seat that fits the person right. Right now, my pelvis is in this seat in high-density foam. I cannot move left or right in this thing reasonably. I mean, there's some padding, but I'm in it tight. And effectively, you want your harness to be as tight as possible to where it's probably going to be uncomfortable when you're, so you do not move at all. I still need full motion with legs and everything like this and your head to where you can move with the Hans device. But we have to keep in mind as we're adjusting this, a couple of things. One, you have to have your buckle focused at your pelvis. If this gets up into your abdomen, that's no good. It's got to stay down here. So this crotch strap is going to have to be tighter to keep it focused down there. You also have to worry about your angles, because if your shoulder harness is like go straight up, then you're pulling in the middle of it. That doesn't work. They have to go back, but if they go straight down, then it'll start pulling you down. So that doesn't really work either. Right now, the guys are starting to get these tight enough. Now we're adjusting it. I should have my Hans device on in full suit, but I know from experience how poofy all that gets and the Hans device. So we're allowing just enough play based upon where this will be that I can tighten it the rest of the way here, and it's going to be good. We can always do it at the track a little bit if we have to, but I know this is going to be spot on for testing. So since they have the rear off, they're getting rid of this giant amount of slack, which is also good because this gets this crap out of our way for testing. Now, I will be honest, we got these race quip belts, which are pretty good. Obviously they're good enough that I will utilize them in this very fast and frankly potential to hurt you race car. But they're also not the nicest belts in the world. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm pretty disappointed in the ability to tighten up the lap belt because that's arguably the most important ones. And if I pull on this as hard as I can, I should be able to tighten it down a lot. But the problem is, like on this, I can pull this and it moves pretty good, right? On the shoulder harness, and that's easy. But when I was pulling on this stupid stupid lap belt to cinch it down, I'm using a ton of muscle and it won't tighten. And we're having to kind of wiggle it and do it with the knurling, and I'm pretty disappointed in that. It's just stupid. And the pelvis, getting your pelvis in there just absolutely rock solid, and getting your butt and back get right down to that vertex is very important, because that's the fixed point of the body size. And then your legs, you got to be up to where you can move and work, you know, the steering wheel, but also you got to be able to dance on the pedals really fast and really well, and it's got to be perfect. And if you can't do that, if any of this hinders your ability to do that, you can blow a corner, cause a wreck, anything. Because, you know, if you go to a track day in a street car, you can mess up. You can mess up a lot. You might spin off, you might blow a corner wide or whatever. But even in a fast street car, if you mess up just a tiny bit, you look at your gauges too long or something like that, and you blow an apex and you miss it by 5 feet, in a car like that, that could easily be just blazing straight off the track into a wall. Because the faster and faster you go, especially again at something like the Indy car up there, a tiny mistake gets magnified and magnified and magnified. So keep that in mind. That's why, yes, this is safety, kind of, but I don't actually consider your harness to be safety gear. It's something that's absolutely imperative to get the biomechanical device that is the driver integrated properly with the machine of the race car. So both of those mechanical systems, mechanical system of a driver and your hard drive and working what you're doing has got to interface perfectly with the car. And if the driver cannot interface with the car, then your machine as a whole is garbage and the systems aren't working. It's just the same thing as if your belts weren't working right or your suspension was completely off or the geometry was binding or something. It doesn't work and it'll slow you down. So I actually don't consider things like the steering wheel and the pedals and the brakes and the seat and the harnesses safety, because that's just what you have to integrate. You also do need some kind of ear protection and eye protection in this at the very minimum. Like what I'm saying is you're not going to do that, but that's necessary so that crap doesn't get in your eyes and blinds the driver, and so you're not going deaf and you can actually better hear mechanical things happening in the car rather than just deafening stuff. So those are the things that you have to have just to make the car work, and also your grip strength. But the fire suit, definitely safety. Hans device, definitely safety. Hans device actually can be annoying. I've got one where you can actually turn your head a little bit, but that's a safety thing. Obviously the helmet is a safety thing, but it provides you the eye protection you have to have and the ear protection you have to have. So I just kind of wanted to throw those two things out there. Obviously a fire suppression system, as right here, that is safety related, as well as cheap insurance is the way I look at it. Obviously being able to have a master kill for both a driver and a crew person, a track personnel, that is safety as well. So I want to throw that out there because we live in a time where people are like, safety, safety, safety. I'm going to make you do what I want you to by talking about safety, safety, safety. The first best way to be safe is to do a job very well and not screw up. That's it, okay? So, and that's why we've been very successful at driving this fast car and finishing well, right guys?
Yep. So I'm ready to adjust your left shoulder now.
Okay, let's just go for the same as the other. Here, I'll put this in A position. Make sure I'm in here. Okay, let me make sure that, well, the other thing, you guys, I need to make sure that the tensioners are adjusted equally, because he's going to adjust something that's not easy to adjust. Go ahead and pull it a little tighter. Don't adjust yet, but snug it up, please. I just want to get these equal.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You got that. And as a note, you guys, it's important while Cameron is pulling that back that I have just the right amount of pull straps here, that I still have a lot of travel to tighten it, a tiny bit to loosen it. I know it's not going to get any loose in this because there's plenty of room for a Hans device and stuff. It's going to get tightened, and also enough that I can get a full fist to grab it and pull it down. If it's just a tiny bit, you can't pull it as well. So this is good. So go ahead and lock those in place. Oh shoot, hold on, I accidentally released this. Okay, go ahead and make sure it's the same tautness as the other one. Check your tautness on your right one to get it the same. Or I will pull it tight for the right one, and then you just get them equal.
All right, I'm still getting it there.
Okay, they feel reasonable. No, they're not. Sorry. Screwing up your deal.
I'm holding the latch right now and nothing else, I swear.
I know, this is juvenile. I know, it's juvenile. Welcome to racing. It's primal. Yes. Horsepower. You know, really, racing is an absurd thing in many ways.
Yeah, it really is when you look at it. I would agree. I
do have to point out the other reason why I'm not wearing my suit right now. Even though we're in a shop, how hot is it today? 85 degrees, you think?
Probably a bit more. The shop,
High 80s?
I can see the thermostat on the wall right now. It says 86.
Okay, so it's mid to high 80s, just ambient. We're in the shade. Usually at a racetrack it's a lot hotter. In the summer it can easily be 90 to 100 degrees out, ambient. Track temperatures, 110, 120, could be higher depending on how dark the surface is. And the cockpits get brutal. Now the thing about wearing a Nomex suit, a fire retardant suit, is that material is designed to insulate you from flame, which is way over 1,000 degrees, to insulate you. Think about that and keep you cool. The problem is it works both ways. It also insulates your body from not being able to cool down easily. And also keep in mind, I am in this giant seat, and the whole backside of me and side of me is completely insulated right now. There's no air movement. So if you're sitting in a car like this, you're from, you know, head to foot to giant gloves. I mean, you can wear a Nomex suit out in the middle of winter in the snow and stay perfectly warm. So you're effectively wearing super warm winter clothing and boots and a helmet in very hot conditions in the summer in a car that gets even hotter. It's horrific conditions. So that's another reason why it's important to not stay on the false grid and sitting there a long time, because just sitting there and not moving can get brutal for the driver. This thing does scoop some air from the outside and directs it, and you at least get a little wicking on your neck. But if you got a full balaclava and all, there is a reason to wear a cool suit. I know there's a bunch of old timers out there like, well, back in my day, I didn't wear a cool suit. I'm like, all right, man, that's cool. Okay, you were probably high off the fumes and like dying from a heat stroke, but genuinely, I have always been a rough and tumble, throw caution to the wind, like I'm too tough for this. But seriously, cars like this genuinely are extreme. So it's very important to have these things right. And even though this is an older car and a little primitive in the way, everything has been done well. It's all been laid out perfectly, because, you know, it's the job has to be done right, and that's how you stay safe and everything goes well.
How's that lap belt feeling, by the way? Does it feel?
I don't know, because I'm trying to make sure Cameron, you might be getting a little too tight there, buddy. No, you're about equal. Are you done with that right now, that I can get on the other thing? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so, all right, so Cameron, are we on to this next thing here?
Yeah, so this lap belt.
Did you tighten down the point there so we can use more of the pull-up?
Yeah, I think I got a little bit more tightness out of there. I could probably, I've been trying to work on getting a bit more, but.
One thing we had to do, I don't know if you can see, Josh, can you see this adjuster here? Right here, guys, there's the adjuster. And this link here to where it bolts rigidly to the chassis down here is a little too long. So what's happening is this adjuster is interfering with the seat. So we're gonna have to shorten this length here of seat belt, of harness, down to where it bolts, so this adjuster can remain free and clear of the seat and being in the way. Of course, you have to be able to reach down there and grab this to pull it, but that's what we're working with right now.
Yeah.
So you move that a little bit?
Yeah, I think I got a little bit more, but it's just not very taut at the moment. So
Okay.
I'm trying some more adjustments.
It doesn't want to move well.
No, nothing.
Just spray the seatbelt with WD-40. No. I had to say no because I was shaking my head, and the people that just listen to this will think I was being serious.
Yeah.
Hey.
Surprise.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think the comments in this video will be? What's FNG saying over there?
They're making little noises, mocking voices.
Mocking voices like little birds?
Yeah. They actually can't hear you at all.
That's awkward.
With the microphone being inside the vet.
That's why he can say whatever
We like
he
our
wants.
commenters though. They're generally all pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, we're getting some. We're getting some.
So the seat belts that were in here, the safety harness, was actually in great shape. It worked well. We had adjusted beautifully. In no way was it not functioning the way we want. However, it was past the date. Okay, it was getting to an age where they suggest that you change it. So we changed it. That's what you do. You can also get lax, to be honest. I was kind of like, I don't really want to change this. It works great. It looks fine. But, hey, you know, if you did have a big problem, you don't want a harness letting loose. So
I mean, I'm glad we
I don't
did
feel
it.
too bad about it.
Gives me experience doing this, at least.
Yeah, that's a good point. And this is a great opportunity for you. You've never gotten to adjust racing harnesses.
No, it's something we don't. They don't teach you this at UTI.
Yeah, they don't teach you this at UTI, I'm sure. Oh, boy. Our rear view mirror got cracked. That's annoying. I seem to remember that getting broken. I'm wondering if I did that. Maybe.
Okay, be feeling a little bit better.
Yeah, it's still got to tighten up a bit, but where you got it now is probably good for getting into it and then tightening it up. But this has to be tightened up at a race.
Okay.
So we need to do the same on the right.
Yep.
And then we're going to have to tighten down the crotch strap a lot.
Okay. Do you want to try? I don't know how we're getting.
Who, me?
Do we have to get to the right, probably through where Josh is?
Oh, hey, here's another thing, you guys, we can't forget. Can you get somebody to get out our radios and start charging them? The driver radio?
Where are they at?
I don't know. They're in a duffel bag in the office somewhere, I think.
I guess I'll look.
You guess you look?
I guess.
I'm just giving you crap.
I have a button.
I guess I'll put that there. That's not where it goes. I'm just making us not forget about it.
Casey, why did we get a cam lock harness instead of a buckle?
Oh, instead of the big old-timey buckles like a World War II fighter plane? These are a little trimmer. The buckle on the big ratchet ones, it's like a hook, and you put a thing through a hole, and then the hook comes through and grabs it like that. I think they're cool because they're old school and they look good. But in this car, there's so little room with this seat that you want this buckle where they all come into place. It can make it a little tricky when it's really tight to like get things to click, and you're like, and then sometimes it's tough to do it. But these give you more room. So, you know, your buckle focus is here, and then you have these coming out. So it's about this big around your buckle, but these can move a little bit, okay? Whereas if this is how big around your buckle area is, if you have one of those flat ones, your buckle area can get like this big, you know, and that's cool if it's like a Bass Pro Shops belt buckle, but not really if it's a race car belt when you don't have much room. Otherwise, it starts to dig into your legs, and I'm skinny, but like it'll dig into your legs, it'll dig into your pelvis. So this is just better for the nature of the, you know, the biomechanics. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now
I
what?
think I'll have to get in from the other side.
Oh, you will? Oh, it's gonna get cozy in here.
Yep, got your radios.
Okay, nice. You wanna start charging them?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing we need to do, we need to get more grip tape for the brake pedal. Jeez, Cameron.
Oh yeah. Your legs that way. We'll move that. And
There's not a lot of room in this car, you know that?
there. Okay. Let's see what we can. I just gotta sit on that pipe.
You know what I'm wondering, you guys?
We can turn it into a two-seater.
How much, no, I'm wondering how much foam is in this seat. I wonder if we can take some of the foam out of the back and give me a little bit more room, because I'm jammed in this car pretty good in terms of arm length. I mean, you need a little, but I don't know how much there is.
Siri, why are you going off now?
Cameron's stuck. Siri's losing her mind.
Yep.
What's up, dude?
Hi there. This is very comfortable.
And awkward. It's awkward also.
That too.
Look at his hair. I don't have that much hair. That's
You
impressive.
guys have never seen me with like properly long hair.
Is
though.
your dad bald?
No.
Has he got hair?
Yeah.
How about your oh, do you think you're going to keep your hair?
He's 54. He still can, like, if he doesn't comb his hair or put anything in it, it pretty much looks like mine.
Oh, okay.
So, hopefully.
These are the things that happen when you work in tight corners in a race shop with a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay. Do you have any more funny Karen type sayings?
hey hooker, we got,
Hey huckers, with an H. That's what Karens say.
well, that's more what, like middle-aged white
Middle-aged
moms
suburban
say,
white moms?
who, like, just got out of a divorce with their husband who was making, like,
Whoa.
you know, good money, and now they're just going out to the bar, they're going out clubbing with all their girlfriends.
I didn't know this was that kind of channel.
This is educational. This is Cameron with a K.
Yeah.
All right, how we doing? You know what? I really want
know.
to tell you how much I appreciate the fact that you're wearing deodorant today. You're wearing deodorant, right?
Yeah, I am.
Am I?
I was gonna say that I probably sweated enough where it wouldn't make a difference at this point. I felt something. What was that?
It was
Okay.
the panel here.
Okay.
I was trying to see if I could shut
I
it.
felt something
Yeah.
on my low. I felt something great, like
how much
pressed my
stuff in
low
here's
back,
out of
and I
an
started
airplane?
freaking out.
What? Something caressed your lower back?
Yeah.
Dude, my hands are right here.
This is
This is getting
why-
weird. Hey, camera guy, what'd you just say?
How much stuff in this cockpit is out of an airplane?
Oh, how much things in here from an airplane? Well, hey, fun fact. What?
You're just trying to switch it like that.
Fun fact. Nomex driving suit and fireproof suits were actually first utilized in race cars, I think, than in like fighter planes and such, because there were so many race car drivers in like the 50s, 60s just burning alive. So they developed that stuff. So actually, there are some things relating to racing that got utilized in the aviation aerospace world, but a lot of things did come from aviation. And I bet you there's a good chance, I don't know what these circuit breakers came from, But they sure look like something you'd see out of a World War II BA-17. I don't know. It's not on. What else? Anything from an airplane? Not really. But, you know, a lot of this stuff, like the ducting, this is stuff you can buy at aviation type places if you're building airplanes or experimental stuff. A lot of the hardware, Zeus fasteners are used in aviation. Don't bust the mirror again. We already broke it a little.
Is my head like on it right now?
I don't know. It's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
Actually, the heat, to be perfectly honest, the last time we raced at Indianapolis, the Sunday race, it was so horrifically hot. 2 of the guys that were in the top 3 did not show up. They're just like, forget it. It's too much.
Holy crap.
We, of course, showed up, but it was a little much that day. Cameron, you're sweating a lot over there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I'm just barely glowing. Women don't sweat, they glow.
They glisten.
Allegedly. That one's glowing like a pig. That, of course, is a reference to the metaphor of sweating like a pig, and no way a metaphor of a person
right
being
over
a
my
pig.
head. Didn't get him at all.
No, we're gonna get in trouble for this video.
Yeah.
All right, Casey, you're a terrible role model.
What?
So this harness, how wide is these
How does
belts?
how does this one?
The camera guy saves us. I don't know. What is that?
Is that a
2.5, 3 inches?
3 and 4.
They're kind of big. I would prefer they be a little smaller. This also gets you hot. I mean, even the harnesses.
How does that lap belt feel, by the way? Feeling.
Too loose. It needs to be. Oh, hold on. Let's see if it's.
It's not like.
Oh wow, dude, you gotta really. Oh well, first of all, don't worry about the tightening. What you're doing right
Well, I
now
was
is
trying to
getting the
adjust
adjuster
it.
away from the seat.
Yeah.
Is that taut there, or can you got to tighten it up more? If it gets any close to the seat, it'll be too close.
Okay.
Okay, so the adjuster's got to be away. We have to sound intelligent. And by sound intelligent, I mean be intelligent. We can sound stupid. The one on the left needs to be tightened too, dude. It's still touching the seat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm struggling getting these things not close to the seat.
Tell you what, how about I get out, and then I'm not in here being annoying and heating up the cockpit, and then you can adjust those tighter, and we'll do it later.
Okay.
And then that way, the internet might not hate us.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hold that for a second while I start to get out?
Sure.
I'll take it now. Thank you. Okay. It's easier to get out when you don't have to worry about a mic. Okay. So long story short, this is just the nature of how you start prepping a bigger car. Obviously, if you're in a production-based car, something bigger in terms of the cockpit, something less demanding, less brutal. This car has the capability of some serious speed. It weighs in the area of 2,700 pounds and is making right about 700 horsepower. Those of you who know supercar specs, you'll notice that this thing will demolish most supercars in terms of power to weight. But of course, there is no traction control. There's very little in the way of driver comfort. It gets very hot. This is a very primitive, nasty car, which is what makes it cool, but also what makes it difficult. And I enjoy racing as a sportsman if it's difficult. That's one reason why I don't really like paddle shifting in race cars, even at the highest level, because there needs to be more difficulty. There needs to be more risk. Otherwise, is it really that exciting to watch? And this is very exciting to watch, but it obviously has to be done really well, and there's a lot of opportunities to teach students in engineering, not just hands-on in fabrication and thinking about it, but the teamwork, the ability to have good sense of humor in a tight and ridiculous environment, just like right now. Hope you enjoyed that, but you also realize this is racing humor and whatnot. And it cuts the stress, and it makes it fun no matter what you're doing. But obviously, we've got to go through this and get it ready for testing. The test day at Mid-Ohio tomorrow is relatively easy. You know, the first time we go out, it's just about getting everything up to temperature and working, making sure things are right. That's also an opportunity to bed new brake pads and or rotors, which it's very important to bring it up to temperature, down, bring it up, bring it down, bring it up, bring it down, bring it up, and then let it cool down in such a way so as to not warp rotors and get them ready for doing really nasty, heavy-duty stuff. So it's not just about getting on the track and staying out there a long time and having fun. With a car like this or any serious race car, it is a job. You go out only the amount that you need to get a job done. And so for tomorrow, our job is testing, which will be make sure everything's right with the car, shaking it down, so to speak, getting brake pads and things bedded, temperature is right, make sure everything we've done is good. We come back in, we look at it. If after the first time in bedding the brake rotors and pads and everything is good, you make sure things are tight, it's all ready. Then the second time out, you start getting up to speed, okay? You're maintaining race speed, you make sure everything's good. You stay out for a reasonable amount of laps to make sure things are well, but not so long that you're just staying out there a long time, especially if you're not bringing it up to full race speed, because you also don't want to get to your driver too accustomed to not driving fast. So then you come back in, and if everything is good and you're able to full braking, you're testing all that, and you're getting more up to speed and everything's good, then you can, maybe like the third time, really start wicking it up. And getting up more to a race speed. Maybe not an all-out qualifying speed, and maybe you're not out there really just going for it, but then that's the time you can really go for it. And generally speaking, with the test day for us, if we're not doing big setup changes and all, and it's basically just a shakedown and making sure everything's ready before you go to a new track for a baseline, 3 outings is plenty. You know, you got 1 to get things ready, make sure it's all right, you look it over. The next time you get more up to speed, and the third time you bring it up more to race speed, you see how it does. If everything's good, you're pretty much good to go. Of course, if you're going to do setup changes, you need to stay out there longer to do your changes and get some specs and baseline it, etc. But we're going to test it in Mid-Ohio, then go to Road America. The tracks have some similarities but are vastly different. They're both very professional, big league level tracks that host professional events, but Mid-Ohio at max is like 2.3, 2.4 miles a lap. Road America is over 4 miles a lap. And the thing about Road America has massive straightaways and high-speed sweepers. So Road America is very much a nasty, good old-fashioned horsepower track. I would never want to drive a Miata or something slow around Road America. I like Miatas, but I just, you know, if you drive a Miata around Road America, you got plenty of time to take selfies and text and draw pictures and do calculations for NASA on the straightaway. By the time you get somewhere, hey, it's true, I'm sorry. Like, you're just going to be cruising like, reading a newspaper. It is. You got to have horsepower at Road America. You got to. And that's kind of it's sort of funny if you guys come out to Road America, it's fun because it, especially for the vintage races, it draws out all the old guys that build big nasty engines and sports racers and NASCARs and Can-Am cars, and it's super fun to watch. Obviously there's turns that string the straightaways together, but it makes for a lot of fun. Of course, you still have to do it right, and that's really it. But we will be testing in Mid-Ohio. It's a private test, so sorry guys, you won't be able to come join us, but we'll be at the WeatherTech International Challenge with Brian Redmond. The Redmond family's very nice, and James runs the HSR group down south. I like them. What is that, like the weekend of June 27th, 4th through the 26th. So racing on Saturday and Sunday, and a great race car concours on Friday. Hope to see you guys there.